A SunnyV2 video came out. Why Chris will soon be a nightmare for Mr. Beast. This new SunnyV2 video feels really invasive for all the wrong reasons. Like, why did you make this? You delved into the man's marriage and It's just really off-putting and unnecessary.
Saying you're offended isn't an argument. If someone makes a statement and someone on the left or the right responds by saying, "That's offensive," boom, conversation over. I think that that is a way to shut down an argument, to shut down debate, and it's not actually an argument in and of itself. You've offended me, boom.
Holy, did the public turn against SunnyV2 quick? But is the outrage justified? Who is wrong here? Well, as much as I feel the angle could have been approached better, sure. But what I really think this exposes is that certain communities have become completely beyond reproach. And when you think about it, regardless of what side you fall on this, is that really any helpful? Anyway, the other day, SunnyV2 released a video titled, "Why Chris Will Soon Become a Nightmare for Mr. Beast," where he ends up making the argument that Chris will end up becoming a nightmare for Mr. Beast's brand, but might also come with some unique benefits. This ended up sparking quite the public backlash. Well, mostly on Twitter, but you get the point. There has been a lot of conversation about Chris on Twitter as of late, and a lot of it being criticism or personal attacks. Not all of it has been exactly constructive. It ended up reaching such a fever pitch that Mr. Beast himself responded to a fan on Twitter about the situation. You know, it really seems that all you have to do these days is say, "I'm personally offended by something." Then you shut down any and all conversation around it. Even if that conversation is wrong or misguided, shutting it down, I don't think does anyone any good.
You used to often hear from the right, saying you're offended isn't an argument. And I agreed with them, right? If someone makes a statement and someone on the left or the right responds by saying, "That's offensive," boom, conversation over. I think that that is a way to shut down an argument, to shut down debate, and it's not actually an argument in and of itself. You've offended me, boom. Well, let's talk about what I said. Let's talk about why, okay.
It just goes to show that all you gotta do is release one video on an off-the-limits subject, and you are now persona non grata. Now people are going to look into every single detail SunnyV2 has ever released in effort to justify why he has always been problematic. There is no such thing as just having a bad take anymore, or just being wrong on something, or even misguided in a situation like this. The mob just thinks off with their head. You are a horrible person because I disagree with you on this singular subject. Look, I'm sorry, but a subject isn't off limits just because it might make you uncomfortable or upset. Now you have people going back to every video he has ever made that even references a trans person, saying this shows some pattern of bigoted behavior or something. Even if the critique he is making is totally correct. You know, this would be absolutely bizarre if this wasn't such a predictable way for these Twitter mobs to conduct themselves.
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
I'm sorry, but nobody is beyond criticism. And if you don't like it, then tough luck. I don't know what to tell you. Like, come on, suggesting that this doesn't provide some sort of veil of protection from criticism is totally disingenuous. But also, suggesting that this was done for that exact reason is another thing entirely.
Just by people like myself or, people in this community, but also someone like Mr. Beast. A SunnyV2 video came out, White Chris will soon be a nightmare for Mr. Beast. And Mr. Beast responded to it. This new SunnyV2 video feels really invasive for all the wrong reasons. Like, why did you make this? You delved into the man's marriage and it's just really off-putting and unnecessary. Mr. Beast responded and said, yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my friend and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off.
Now, I just find it kind of interesting how quick the conversation around Mr. Beast has changed. It was like every other day, these Twitter lefties were mad at him for curing the blind or giving some poor person money. So much so that you had journalists like Taylor Lorenz calling him toxic.
If I were to do an episode on creators in the creator economy, who'd be most interesting for me to talk to?
I gotta think on that because I think when I think of big content creators, a lot of them are the most toxic people in the world. I mean, Casey. PewDiePie's not even as bad as the Jake Pauls, Mr. Beast,
But now, all of a sudden, Mr. Beast is an ally and part of the team. It's just really weird how quickly things like that can change. I'm obviously not insinuating this was done because or for that reason. I'm just saying it's weird how quickly that happens. And I think that's part of the core point SunnyV2 was trying to make and was totally lost because some other things spoiled the message.
Okay? We are gonna watch this video. They are the fucking deranged ones, okay? The people who make it their lives mission to try and erase trans people out of existence. They're the fucking freaks. They're the nut jobs.
Yeah, Hassan, that's what SunnyV2 was trying to do with this video. Erase trans people from existence. You see what I'm talking about, you guys? Any sort of criticism is met with an 11 out of 10 response, where they insinuate you're trying to destroy a whole community's existence, purely because you had some sort of criticism. It's actually absurd and totally prevents any sort of conversation happening, which is exactly what it's designed to do.
You used to often hear from the right, saying you're offended isn't an argument. And I agreed with them, right? If someone makes a statement and someone on the left or the right responds by saying, that's offensive, boom, conversation over. I think that that is a way to shut down an argument, to shut down debate, and it's not actually an argument in and of itself. You've offended me. Boom. Well, let's talk about what I said. Let's talk about why. Okay.
Look, these outrage mobs on Twitter are the last people you should be looking to emulate in any sort of fashion. They only act like they have the moral high ground and shut down anything that makes them slightly uncomfortable. It's a pathetic existence. But what I'm really wondering is, will this hurt his spot in the algorithm? Because it's not a stretch to say he is extremely viral. Well, let's just hope he doesn't apologize, because the Twitter mob will smell blood in the water and won't stop coming at that point. Are you looking to watch another video? May I suggest this video here on how Taylor Lorenz became the most hated journalist alive.